Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I am Geneva Rose. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you're new to my channel, here you can find all things related to dance, self-love, self-care, spirituality, book reviews, all that good stuff and everything in between. So without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So today's video is special, super special, because I am celebrating 7 years of being vegan. Round of applause for me, round of applause for me, round of applause for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Seriously, this is like such a big accomplishment for me, and it doesn't even feel real. It feels like, what? It's been 7 years. Like, I literally remember the first day I went vegan and decided to. I literally, like, seriously, I had pasta from like one of my favorite Italian restaurants at the time, and this was like, it was so bomb. I was like so excited. I was eating this, and I remember I split half of it and I put the rest of it in the fridge. So I'm like, you know when you have like bomb leftovers and you're just anticipating, your mouth's just salivating and you're just ready. You're just like, I'm just ready. I'm ready to eat that leftovers. I'm ready to have that food. So that day, of course, of all days, I decided to watch this speech from this really popular like vegan activist. His name is Gary Yourofsky, and I decided to watch I think it's called like the greatest vegan speech you will ever hear, something like that. Don't quote me, I'll put it in the description. And I decided to watch that, which I have shared on my channel before. I decided to watch that, and then literally right then and there I went cold turkey and I never went back. So in this video I kind of just want to talk about my journey of being vegan for 7 years, just kind of, you know, like congratulating myself, just sharing like my journey, sharing some questions that I get, and just, you know, just talking about all that it means to be vegan for me and vegan for 7 years, which is a really big accomplishment. I'm still like I said, I'm kind of like shook. I'm like, what? There's no way I've been vegan for 7 years. Like, it is not real. It is not real. But I have been. When I look through the timeline of my life, it actually makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't feel real. I feel like I just went vegan yesterday, but at the same time I feel like I've been vegan for a long time. So it's weird. The reason that I went vegan is specifically for the animals. Prior to going vegan, I was already becoming more health conscious. I was eating a lot less meat and things like that, but I was just primarily eating like chicken and fish and cheese. Of course, I ate a lot of dairy. My diet was nowhere near like completely plant-based or anything of the sorts. There was no mindfulness of eating plant-based or eating like whole foods a lot. I had none of that. So when I went vegan, it was like, whew, especially back then, like that's one thing I'm really happy to talk about, and just like I'm just so excited about is the progress that's happened in the vegan community within the past 7 years. Like, I can't imagine what it was like 20 years ago, because just from when I went vegan 7 years ago, I remember like going out to eat and there'd be like no options, or the vegan restaurants were like way far and few compared to now. Just going out to eat places all the time and like the only option being like French fries or a salad with no dressing. Like, you know how many times people would literally offer me a salad from a restaurant, or someone like in my family or someone would suggest, oh, well, we can go here. They have options. You can get vegetables. I'm sure they can just give you some vegetables. You can get a salad. I'm like, do you want a salad right now? Do you want vegetables right now? So why are you offering that to me? It's like people think that, like, sometimes I feel like it's gotten a little better, but I feel like sometimes people think because you went vegan or because you're vegan, it's just like now you eat grass and now all you eat is like vegetables and fruit 24/7. And I'm like, bruh, I'm not raw vegan, girl. The vegan community has just grown and come such a long way in just the short amount of time, 7 years, that I can't imagine where we're going to be in the next 7 years. And I'm really happy to see that, and I'm happy that I'm a part of it. But I went vegan because I just started to, yes, prior becoming more health conscious, but then once I just started to learn about what happens to animals, it was over for me. I was just like, I can't believe, and I feel like most people know, we all kind of have an idea of what happens to animals in slaughterhouses and stuff. We just try to put it out of sight, out of mind, because if we don't have to see it, then it's not real. And once you really allow it to be real, just depending on what type of person you are, it's going to affect you differently. Like for me, like I always have loved animals, but like after being vegan, that just heightened times 1,000. And that love for animals, you know, once I decided to kind of investigate what happens to animals in slaughterhouses and stuff, that love for animals just overrided and overcame any feeling of wanting to eat meat or dairy. It's just healthier to eat like a plant-based diet. It's healthier to eat more whole foods and fruits and veggies and all that stuff. But I really went vegan for animals until this day. That's really why I'm vegan, is because I'm not going to eat animals. I'm not going to contribute to animal suffering. I'm not going to contribute to the destruction of Mother Earth. I'm going to contribute to the nourishment of Mother Earth. I'm going to contribute to saving animals literally every single day, to saving gallons of water, to saving so many things. I make such a huge impact just by being vegan in my day-to-day life. I literally save animals and water and and contribute to the quality of our air literally just by being vegan. And that enough is just enough for me to have decided to go vegan and to still be vegan to this day, and to know without a shadow of a doubt that I will never go back to eating meat or dairy or anything. It's vegan for life over here, babe. And I've touched on this already in the points that I was making, but do I miss meat? I feel like that's a big question. It's like, do I miss meat? And the answer is no, honey. I feel like now, especially being vegan for so long, like if I were to go back to eating meat or dairy or anything, like girl, that would not even taste good anymore. It would literally get sick. Like before I was vegan, like years ago, this was like when I was in high school, I stopped really eating like pork and things like that because my mom didn't eat pork. So she just stopped cooking it and stuff. And she was just like, oh, this ain't gonna be in the house any. So I didn't really know like how not eating meat or how eating something could like affect your body. When I tell you, one day my cousin decided, oh, you want some carne asada tacos? And I'm like, okay, bet. Like I haven't had those in a minute and those are bomb. Let me get some. Give me some. When I tell you I ate those tacos, that was one of the sickest times and pains I've ever had in my entire life. I've never been in so much pain. It literally felt like my stomach was clawing at itself. It was so painful. And I wasn't even vegan. I wasn't nothing. I just didn't eat pork. And that, now that I'm like, I've grown, obviously it's like years later, I can kind of see that as like kind of like a preface to if I were to ever eat meat again, which I'm not, which I've said, but you just saying, just talking. That if I were to ever do that, like that's literally what would happen to me. Like I would literally, my stomach, my body would literally attack itself, because that's literally what happened. And just things like that. Of course, I'm vegan, like I've said a million times, and I'll keep saying it. I'm vegan because I love the animals, but little things like that of recognizing how much it can affect you if you decide to go back keeps me being like, why would I ever go back? Like I have no desire, I have no need to eat meat. It just doesn't even feel like a real thing. Like when I think of meat, or I see meat, or I see seafood, or I see dairy, I just think of the animal. Like I just think like that's literally a chicken's arm. You're eating a chicken's arm. You're eating a chicken's leg. Like that cow just got like skinned and beaten alive for you to have that milk that you don't even need. Like that's what I think. That's where my mind goes to. So missing meat and dairy, it's not even a question for me. One of the most important questions that I want to answer is, what have I learned in 7 years? Whew, girl, that could take 10 years to answer, honey. But I've learned so much about myself, about the world. I feel like, and this is just me, this is just my personal feelings, but I really feel like being vegan was just a part of my destiny. Like that may sound weird, but it feels right for me, because when I say it's a part of my destiny, it's because it helped me grow as a person. It helped me blossom. It helped me become more in tune with myself. I always loved animals, but it helped me love animals more. It helped that feeling, that internal feeling that I have to advocate for the planet, to love Mother Earth, to love like nature and animals. It just put kerosene on top of that fire, and it just made it huge and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it still gets bigger and bigger and louder. That passion, that fire to help is so potent, and it's so loud. And that's one of the biggest things that I would say I've learned, or I've took from being vegan for so long, is just like that feeling of, wanting to advocate and wanting to be an activist for animal rights and for Mother Earth. And I went vegan because I wanted to be an advocate for animals, because I wanted to not contribute to animal suffering. But I had no idea how it was just going to change me mentally and emotionally, and just help me become who I was always meant to be. And I feel like if you're vegan, you can really understand that, or really you can just connect that to anything that you've gone through in your life. Sometimes one decision that you have no idea, like how it can affect you. It can affect you in so many ways that you can't even see. And that's sometimes life. Like one decision can just change the trajectory of your entire life. And that's what being vegan did for me. One of the most important things in the ways that I've changed is like how much I cook, how much I'm aware of food. Now, let me tell you right now, girl, I was not a cooker. Me, a chef in the kitchen, whipping, cooking, chefing? No, that was not me. I did not like cooking. I did not like doing any of that stuff. That was never something I enjoyed. My mom would always try, when I was younger, my mom would always try to be like, oh, you want to be in the kitchen? You want to watch me cook? You want to learn how to make this? And I'd be like, why do I need to do that? Why would I need to learn how to cook that? Which obviously now being vegan, I never really needed to learn how to cook that stuff because I was never going to be eating it in the future anyways. But no, I still did know how to cook. And I was just like, girl, cook? Why would I need to learn that? No, I don't need to learn how to cook. What? And even before being vegan and like living on my own, I would like cook, but I would like, it was like little meals, or it was like the easiest of meals. And any time that I had to like cook something like huge, it was like a whole thing, girl. I needed like recipes step by step, which recipes are always good to follow, but it was like way different. Whereas to now being vegan, I literally cook every single day. Like I cook all the time, but it feels so natural. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, it just feels natural. It just feels like I want to cook because I want to feed my body like the specific things that I know that my body wants. Like if I know I want like quinoa and whole veggies or vegan sausage or this, like just, or if I want a smoothie and I know exactly what fruits and seeds and powders I want in it, I'm going to make it for myself because that's just what I want. And that's what I've learned that my body needs. And that's one of the biggest, most important things and valuable lessons that I've learned from being vegan for so long is like learning how to cook, learning how to take care of my body in a way that I never cared to before. I never cared to learn how to cook because I didn't see it as a priority or a necessity. Whereas now being vegan, it is a necessity unless you're going to eat out every day, but that's just not what my body likes or enjoys or needs. So that's not how I operate. I like having lots of whole foods. I like having lots of fresh fruits and veggies and smoothies and juices. And I like making all those things for myself. So that's one of the most important things I've taken is just learning how to cook and prioritize like my health. And also eating is not just for your health, it's also to just taste delicious. And that's one of my favorite things about being vegan now is like I've learned how delicious food can really be when you take your time to cook and learn about different foods and recipes and seasonings and herbs. And I've learned so much, and I'm so thankful for that because I literally, like, I don't know who I would be or like how do you operate in life without knowing how to cook? Like when people are like, oh, I don't cook, I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? How's your digestion? Because how do you not cook? Like, it's just like, it's a life skill. So that's one thing I've taken and I've adapted, and I'm so thankful that I have. Something else that I've learned is just how, like, I guess ignorant sometimes we are to, you know, how much the dairy industry affects us, affects the air quality, affects nature, affects the water. I did not know any of those things. And even prior to being vegan, like when I first went vegan, just recognizing how much milk and dairy and all of that stuff is in our foods, just everything you can think of. I swear milk is in it. Like you have to search for stuff that does not have milk in it. And when you're vegan, it gets easier. It gets so much easier. Like now it's like second nature. I know. I'm like, okay, that has milk in it. That doesn't. Like, I just have a better idea. But you completely have to change your lifestyle. And that's another big thing that I learned and had to take away is like, I had to completely change my lifestyle. Like it was not going to be like just eating whatever. And that's even where the cooking, you know, took a big part in my life, because it's like things aren't just going to be that easy anymore. You're going to have to learn how to cook different things. You're going to have to learn to look at the ingredients in every single thing that you eat. And over time, especially now, I do that more so just for health reasons, because I'm just very mindful of every ingredient that I put into my body, and that's in the food that I eat and everything. But before that, I wasn't as mindful. I didn't care as much. I didn't care about the ingredients and all of my food. For me, completely honest, the cheaper, the better. That's how I lived. The cheaper, the better, which sometimes that's the way that we have to live. It's not necessarily a choice. It's kind of chosen for us because of, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's because of poverty. That's because of the system. You know what I'm saying, girl? We're not going to get into that. But anyways, what I mean by saying that, I've had to pay more attention to like the ingredients that's in my food. I had no idea that milk was in everything, or just animal products that are in everything. And even when I decided to transition, because now I'm like fully vegan, because technically if you break down the actual definition of being vegan, it is like all vegan products, meaning there's no animal products in your clothing. You don't wear leather, you don't wear like, you know, real fur, you don't have it in your diet, you don't have it in your home, things like that. Now, being vegan for 7 years, that's where I'm at. Like my makeup products, my conditioner, shampoo, my beauty products, body products, everything is vegan, and that's the actual definition for being vegan. Whereas plant-based, eating a plant-based diet is just that. You're eating plant-based foods. And over time, I transitioned to being completely vegan by definition. I feel like sometimes we don't really know what that definition actually means. We just say we're vegan, but then you're wearing a leather bag. You're not vegan, babe. You're just eating a plant-based diet. And those are things that I've learned through being vegan. The millions of things that I've learned from being vegan, one of the most important things is like, dude, like now I'm so thankful that I'm so aware of what's in my food, what I'm putting in my body. I pay just so much more attention to myself and my body and my health. And that's one of the greatest gifts. And that's why I feel like it was a part of my destiny, because I really feel like the universe was guiding me to become vegan so I could become this person that I didn't know I could be, and that I didn't really know that I was. Because now being vegan for so long, like I'm like, this is just who I am. Someone who's very health conscious, someone who looks at the ingredients in the food, who cares about what I'm putting into my body, who cares about the quality of the foods that I have. And like I said, sometimes we can't care about the quality because of financial reasons or whatever the situation is, but I've at least learned how to care for myself and how to prioritize my health and wellness. And that's one of the greatest lessons that I've learned from being vegan for 7 years. So a really important question that I want to answer is like how hard it was versus now, and kind of like the highs and lows of being vegan. Like I've already mentioned, when I first went vegan, it was very, very difficult finding restaurants to eat, looking at the ingredients and seeing, oh my God, this has milk, or going out to eat and all you have is fries as a recommendation, or just nothing for the recommendation. Or literally there were times I would go out to eat with someone and I'd look over the menu and I'd be like, I can't eat here. I can't eat anything. And they'd be like, really? Nothing? A salad? I'm like, where's the dressing? What's the dressing gonna be, babe? What's the dressing gonna be? Or you can just get some grilled vegetables. No! Or just some potatoes. Where's the butter? Where's the butter? A baked potato? Where's the butter? Where's the sour cream? Where's the chives? Well, chives are vegan, you know, but still, you know what I mean? It was just like going to so many places and not having options. And that was the hardest part of one of the hardest parts of being vegan in the beginning, is the complete lifestyle change. And something that was also super, super difficult, which I am so immensely thankful that I no longer struggle with this, is like in the beginning of being vegan. And I think also like this happens to a lot of vegan people. And I remember I used to watch videos on it all the time, but like my hair was awful. The first like couple years of being vegan, my hair was falling out, the texture had changed, it was just gross, it was weird, my hair was just strange. And for me, like I love my hair, like love my hair means so much to me. So for that to have taken place, like for my hair to completely change and to be losing so much hair, and also I feel like my skin changed, and I feel like my periods were irregular, which was signaling so many other things. But I do feel that being vegan was affecting those things, maybe in a negative way in my body. But now I look at it as more, and I would watch videos and people would say this, but now I look at it as more like my body was literally purging. It was purging like the years of just animal consumption. Whereas now my hair is the thickest it's ever been. My hair is so thick, it's so shiny, it's so healthy, it's so curly, it's so wavy. And I feel part of that is because of my dietary changes and because of just my lifestyle changes. And I'm so thankful that I stuck it out, because even though I knew I was never going to go back to eating meat. Just the struggle of having your life literally change, like your lifestyle, you have no choice, but it has to change. And like, just being like, oh my God, my hair, like I can't go, my hair is on my head. Like I'm looking at myself every day. Like you can't escape yourself. You can't escape yourself. And it was just like awful having to go through that process. But I'm thankful that I did, because my hair has grown back healthier. And now I know that the hair that has grown, the thickness, the volume, the beauty that has grown, the changes in my own skin, that's because literally like my body is receiving just health and love. And that just makes me so, so happy that the growth is literally because of just the love that I've poured into my body. So that makes me so, so happy. And I think that's one of the biggest highs and lows and challenges, is just how much your body changes, your lifestyle can change. And I will say this is just a personal experience. This doesn't have to be for everyone. I think in the beginning of being vegan, I didn't really have a full grasp on like the nutrition that I needed, or that, you know, I'm needing iron or B12. I didn't understand things like that just yet. So that's why I think it's very important for me to share things like this, and for all vegans to be advocates for nutrition when it comes to, you know, eating a plant-based diet, because you need to be very aware of what your body needs so that you don't suffer unnecessarily health complications or things like that I went through, maybe an irregular period or your hair falling out. And maybe for some people that is just part of the process. I do believe for me it was just part of the process, and I'm thankful that I went through it, because now I'm better than ever. Another difficulty is, of course, of like being around people, being on family holidays, or literally like the same questions. Like I'll get the same questions from family members. You don't eat chicken, do you? I'm like, I've been vegan for 7 years. Nigga, I don't eat chicken. Like, how many times are you gonna ask me that? You don't eat fish? Oh, you can't have ranch? Think. I'm like, think. And that should just get so annoying, because I'm like, bro, you're not even trying. Just think for a second. If I say I don't eat animals, you're going to ask me if I eat chicken? Think about that for a second. And like stuff like that will be so irritating. Or people always wanting to have that's one of the biggest annoying things, is like wanting to have like counter arguments, like, oh, animals are sentient. Plants are sentient too. Plants are sentient too. You're just gonna cut down those plants. And I'm like, dude, please don't even try to compare the life of an animal, the life of a cow that can literally hug you, that has a heartbeat, that has lungs, that literally has organs, and comparing that to a plant. Please do not. Please do not. And those type of arguments get so annoying. But I just try to, especially for being for so long, I just try to ignore those comments and focus on the good that I can bring to the vegan community, and how I can inspire people who aren't vegan to go vegan, or to even just implement more plant-based, you know, living in their diets, in their lifestyle, to be more mindful of animals. Because even if it's a small change, of course, I want everyone to be vegan. I want everyone to be plant-based. I want everyone to not, you know, ingest or have animal products. Even if you're just making little changes are better than none. And that's what I just try to focus on, is like, just like in anything in life, you have to focus on that positivity, otherwise that negativity will consume you. You can get annoyed with people who want to have those arguments, or people who are, you know, dedicated to misunderstanding you, or to just not being supportive. Because some people, I'm just like, just admit you don't want to be vegan. You don't want to eat animals, instead of trying to convince me that my logic or my lifestyle choices are insane. Just, you do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's where it's going to end. Point blank, period. Just like anything. You live your life, I live my life. If I inspire you to make a change, fabulous. If you inspire me to make a change, fabulous. But you're never going to inspire me to eat meat or change for my lifestyle. Thank you so much. And that's what I mean. I'm just like, you're not going to challenge my beliefs, you know? And I think after being vegan for so long, I am so cemented in my beliefs, and I continue to learn so much, and I've already learned so much, that I'm like, dude, there's no argument you're gonna throw at me that I'm gonna be like, no, it's not gonna happen. And sometimes that can get really annoying, because I'm just like, dude, like I said with the family thing, or with people asking me dumb questions, I'm like, no, I can't eat that. No, plants are not sentient. Yeah, plants are special and beautiful and amazing, but you know how easy it is to grow a plant? You can't just grow a cow. And cows don't have the same feelings and emotions. I'm not even gonna get even gonna get into that, girl. I'm not even gonna get into that because that'd be getting me so irritated. But you feel me? Those are one of the difficulties and the annoyances of being vegan. But overall, I love being vegan. I love it so much. I love talking about it. I love sharing recipes with people who aren't vegan. I share so much vegan goodness on all my social media. If you aren't following me, make sure you do that. Geneva Rose on all social media. You already know what the deal is. And I share so much recipes and just vegan goodness, stuff that you may have not even ever seen that's vegan. I share it and I just enjoy that so much. I love being an advocate for animals. I love being an advocate for healthy living, because being vegan, like I've mentioned, it's not just about the way that you eat, it's the way that you think, the way that you feel. It's about kindness, it's about empathy, and I just try to always give that and share that, and that just gives me so much fulfillment in those times, like I was saying, where I'm annoyed by someone or I'm discouraged by people not being vegan, or just having disruptive, argumentative comments or whatever the situation is. I just try to remind myself of the positive contribution that I am making by being vegan, and the positive contribution that I can continue to make by sharing things related to being vegan and being plant-based. So that's kind of like what ends up being my anchor, is still just being a light and still just advocating for animals, and knowing that even if I were to never advocate or be an activist for being vegan, I would know that just with my life, I'm saving thousands of animals. I save an animal every single day. I save gallons of water every single day. I contribute to a healthier, happier world just through my choices, and that makes me so happy. And those are one of the many reasons that I love being vegan so much, and I would just never go back. I will never ever go back. Vegan is who I am, and like I have said many times, it's not just about a diet. It's not just about the food that I eat. It's about who I am. It's about my lifestyle. It's about the way I think, the way I feel, and it just makes me so happy. And I hope that you've taken this, whether you're vegan or you're thinking about being vegan, I hope you've connected to this. I hope you've vibed with this, and I hope you've taken just maybe some tidbits of knowledge, things you didn't know or things you did know, whether you're struggling with being vegan, enjoying being vegan, contemplating not being vegan anymore, or contemplating deciding to go vegan. A lot of people do like no meat on Fridays or whatever the case is. Whatever it is, if it's a positive contribution or whatever you're struggling with or thinking about, I hope you were able to take something from this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I love being vegan. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm kind of tripping out that it's been 7 years. I literally feel like I have to keep doing the math of like, okay, when did I start? What? It's really crazy, but I'm celebrating myself by making content all about being vegan for 7 years, and I'm also planning to go swimming, and that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna go swimming, I'm gonna go to the sauna. I am making buffalo chicken ranch burgers, vegan of course, if I even have to say that, and I'm making Oreo milkshakes. That's how I'm celebrating myself. I feel like I'm celebrating myself by eating something yummy and just celebrating my body by like going swimming and just like taking care of it. So that's how I'm celebrating myself, and I hope I've inspired you to celebrate yourself, especially if you've been vegan for a long time. Congratulations to us. I love us. If you have been vegan, if you are vegan, I love you. We are making a difference in this world. No matter if you get discouraged, we are making a really big difference in this world, and I'm just thankful. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you, and we just can keep vibing. We just keep vibing. We're just gonna keep vibing the vegan way. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I've said, if you love this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like it, comment, share with someone, and go ahead and follow me on all social media. I am on everything: TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. Girl, I'm everywhere. You can find me, and I am active on all social media very regularly. So go find me, go vibe with me, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.